So good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone again. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dangler?
Here.
Mr. Vieira?
Here.
Mrs. Wittes?
Here.
Dr. Selly?
Here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here. So tonight we're going to have a presentation by
Anita, I have to read the certification.
Sorry.
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper and adequate and electronic notice has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and the New Jersey Administrative Code, Title 5, Chapter 39, Section 1.5, Notice of Remote Public Meetings as required by law.
Okay, good. Thank you, Heather. So tonight we're going to have a presentation by Jake Jones, who heads up our UEZ office. And Jake is going to tell us about the latest things that are going on with the funding and the programming and everything going on in that office. So, Mr. Jones, it's all yours.
Thank you. And good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening. Just a quick history. As you know, we had a UEZ program in the city that was terminated about 10 years ago. And it was the only business development program in the state. So recently it's been restored, and the purpose of it is to promote business development within a distressed municipality. So the state has set aside $42,500,000 to be divided amongst 32 UEZs that cover 37 municipalities. The way you get to participate in the UEZ program is that a municipality must have at least 2,000 people unemployed, and the unemployment rate for a specific municipality must exceed that of the state of New Jersey. So through the state, the Municipal Revitalization Index, they determine what municipalities are amongst the top 20 of distressed municipalities in the state. So of course, Long Branch, we applied and we were accepted along with Asbury Park some years ago. What is the UEZ all about? A business must apply online now for certification. These forms are issued online, and once the information is garnered, the staff in Trenton will determine whether a business has satisfied the information to participate in the program. Once they are certified, a form called a UZ2 is issued to that business. This UZ2 form allows a business to accept patrons and charge them half of the current sales tax rate. The UZ4 is issued to contractors. They can go and purchase materials and other things, and they can take that exemption as well. And then finally, the other form is a UZ5 for business purchases. And again, they must operate in a UEZ locality. The city must eventually develop a 5-year plan. And this plan, the state is allowing us up to 10% of our allocation or $125,000, whichever is less, to formulate this plan. So with this kind of money, you can see that the state is looking for a very detailed 5-year plan from each municipality. And again, as I said before, the state received or set aside $42,500,000. The city of Long Branch's share was $419,372 for the year 2022. So in August of this past year, August 17, 2021, in Elizabeth, New Jersey, the acting governor signed this bill into law. And currently the bill this bill restores the UEZ, revises the UEZ, and it is ongoing as we speak. As I said before, the current tax rate is 6.625%. So a business can charge 3.3125% or 50% deduction to patrons that come in and purchase from a business that's located in a designated urban enterprise zone. What can these monies be used for? And let me explain what these monies are. As I said, our program was terminated about 10 years ago, and monies that are collected from the sales tax are sent into Trenton in a dedicated account from the businesses in Long Branch is aggregated. And that account can grow based on the number of businesses that contribute to the fund. Those monies in turn are rechanneled back into that particular municipality based on projects that we have to write and put together and then make an appearance before a Board of Commissioners in Trenton. And then we have to read our project. If it's in compliance, it's approved, then those funds are channeled back into the city for business development. Here's some of the things those monies can be used for. Construction, which is improving or repairing real property of a business located in the zone. Full or part-time economic or community development positions in the municipality, other government or not-for-profit organizations. These positions can be supported by UEZ funds. Marketing. A marketing situation can be set up, which can advertise not only the UEZ, but all of the programs pertaining in UEZs. Loans, grants, and guarantees to a business. These are all eligible expenses. Payroll expenses, equipment purchases, primarily for the provision of law enforcement, fire protection, or emergency medical services, again, within a commercial or transportation corridor located exclusively in an urban enterprise zone. Planning and other professional services can also be supported as they relate to economic development within the UEZ. Can also support planning and maintenance of commercial and transportation corridors, improvement of public infrastructure and facilities within a commercial or, again, transportation corridor. Public infrastructure as it relates to an industrial complex or a multifamily house or residential, as long as they are located in a UEZ. These funds can also play for employment and training programs, special events, fairs, festivals, concerts, anything that can draw people within or into a commercial or designated zone. All of these events can be supported with UEZ funds. And of course, the coordinator, which is the administrator, the funds can be supported for that position. Just so you know, the funds for the first 5 years will be given to the zone at 100%. The 6th year, funds start to be reduced by 5% each succeeding year. So for example, year 6, the funds are 95% to the dedicated fund, 5% to the general fund in Trenton. Year 7, 90% of the funds go to the dedicated zone, 10% to the general fund in Trenton, and so forth and so on until year 15. It jumps to 10% reduction until year 20, when the program is actually phased out. That's pretty much how the UEZ, there's a lot more details to it, but in short, that's how it works, that's how the funding, and we have to come up with as I said before, a 5-year plan, or funds can be accessed now if there is an emergency or anything that's COVID related that's occurring in a UEZ, we can write a proposal and get funded for that. So we don't have to wait for the 5-year plan to be written and accepted, but eventually that 5-year plan will have to be done, and it has to be done by professionals. They are looking for a real specific plan, specific to Long Branch for 5-year development within our urban enterprise zones. Any questions?
We'll open it up for questions from anyone. Questions, comments?
Jake,
when you mention professionals, that's got to be done by professionals. Got to be somebody outside of us, or we can do that in-house?
Licensed. architects, engineers, anybody, planners that's licensed.
Oh, so be like an engineer. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Jake, so you said that some of the money could be used for people that have multifamily homes and at one time there was a program for single family homes as well. Was that part of the UEZ money?
No.
What that went?
Single family home development, we have RCA funds for those, regional contribution agreement funds.
Uh-huh.
And we've got just short of $1 million left. So we still have plenty of money for single family development in Long Branch. By the way, those RCA funds can develop up to 4 units. After that, we can't rehab five units or more. The multifamily residential has to be located in the zone and has to have some type of business component as it relates to development.
How do we reach out to the citizens of Long Branch to let them know that these funds are available?
Advertisement, social media, so public meetings. So that's the way we've always done it. We will continue to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
So Jake, there actually is like a communication plan in place, like Rose is saying, to get the word out to the community.
Yes, and as you know, we've stopped because of COVID, the UEZ board meetings, but those meetings will resume in 2022, probably February. Once we get past January, we'll have board members meet again, and then we can come up with planning, projects, and other things relative to the disbursement of funds for the UEZ.
Okay, yeah, I have heard some questions about when the meetings were going to start again, so that's good to hear.
Probably the 3rd Tuesday in February.
Okay. Good. Any other questions, any other comments?
Jake, what time are those meetings?
We usually start about 6, and in the summer, I think we might have moved it up to 5:30, but it's usually about 6:00 p.m. In the evening. Thank you. I think Anita is one of the
Right,
from the council.
right. And Mayor, I think you're on it also, aren't you? Are you on the UEZ board?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I
Of course, the
thought.
mayor's on it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't leave you out for anything in the world, John, you know that.
So good. If there are no further comments, Jake, very informative, very helpful. We're bringing in different groups and different boards, just to learn a little bit more about the kind of the inner workings and see the best way that we can work together. And your presentation was spot on in terms of providing that information. So thank you very much.
Well, as you know, Anita, every single project has to be approved by the board before we ask for a resolution from City Council. So Council will be informed of every single penny spent in that program.
Good, great. Okay, Jake, thank you so much. So we're going to move on with our agenda, and I'm going to combine the next 2 items in terms of old business or new business. Don't have anything listed on the agenda per se, but is there anything anyone would like to bring up as far as old business or new business?
I just want to say I'm still working on the Hometown Heroes. I just received additional information late this afternoon, so I would like to present a final presentation next meeting, and I will forward all the materials to you prior to that.
Great.
For your review. Is that okay?
That's good. Perfect.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Okay, and if there are no other comments for all the new business, how about review of the regular meeting agenda? Are there any questions?
No,
I'm good.
I'm
I
good.
have no questions.
Okay, you know what? I just have a question. I'm not sure who can answer this. Probably Director. This one goes to you. Could you give us just like 2 or 3 bullets on the safe and secure communities? What that grant is going to actually be doing? And I don't think he hears me. Director, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Are you speaking to me, Councilwoman?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're coming in gargled. I can't understand what you're saying.
Okay, okay, I'm sorry about that. Could you give us just a little bit of information about the Safe and Secure Cities grant? It's that resolution 244.
You know what? You're gonna have to give me a little time and let me review it.
Okay,
You know that Lieutenant Shirley is the one that submitted it.
okay,
So if you give me a few minutes, let me review it and I'll get back to you on it.
okay, perfect. Good, thank you. Okay, any other questions as far as the agenda is concerned?
No.
Okay, so now I need a motion to close the public portion of the meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I need a motion to adopt a resolution to go into executive session for the following items. Attorney-client privilege. First is the zoning ordinance regarding cannabis, and that will be Attorney Rainone. That brings us through that. And the second will be code enforcement, and Councilman Dangler will be leading us through that discussion. The other item on executive is a personnel matter, and that involves our new health director, the director for our health department, with an opportunity for him to introduce himself and for us to get to know him. And with that, Alex, if we could go into,
Anita,
so, yeah,
I need a mover in a second for that. You didn't,
Yep.
nobody moved a
Yep.
second.
So moved.
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.